Dylan, are you going to lead off this one? We should have had Dylan sit in the fucking middle.
I am.
No, I don't want to lead off.
Well, I mean,
Dylan, fucking lead
Do
off.
I have to?
Do the intro.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Bush League Wiffle podcast. I'm Dylan.
I'm Dustin.
And I'm Justin.
And we're going to talk about the 2020 Phenom teams and their future and blah, 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 and what we think of them and stuff like that.
So how many teams were there?
There was
four total?
Yep,
Four
total
for
teams.
the Phenom tournament.
Yep.
So we have us, the Bushwhackers. We have the Pandas.
Pitching Pandas, Gone YiSH'n,
Gone YiSH'n.
and last but not least,
Team Ramrod.
Team Ramrod.
Ramrod.
The
So-
stack team.
Classic.
Stack team, some would argue. But we'll get into that. Let's
who
talk
you wanna talk
about
about?
let's talk about the Pandas first.
Okay.
I like the Pandas, despite all the controversy of their fearless leader, King Panda. But the Pandas are a good-hearted team. They really are. Their leader is Brandon Bigard is very animated type of individual. I can't say it much nicer than that. But what I think about the Pandas is fuck. See? Start talking trash. This happens. Had a little camera
Alright, so Pandas.
God damn, is that straight? Hold on.
Pandas. So, great group of guys.
Great group of guys. I mean,
what's their future look like?
what?
Can
so
they
let's
can they
think-
compete still? Can they keep competing with the direction, the talent level?
Honestly, that's a double-edged sword on that answer. I think that they have the talent to compete, and not only compete, I think they have the talent to hold their own in a championship
Oh, for
game.
sure.
The problem is, you've got a group of guys here that don't have a sports-oriented background. They're not real. What's the word? This is a bad word, but ignorant. They're a little ignorant to sports.
Well, they're just
a little
not
strategy.
familiar with.
They're not familiar with it, and
with
they don't
the
really
baseball.
have a person to train them on it to kind of get them through it. And
Yeah.
Wiffleball and baseball, they're cohesive.
So they're learning on Friday nights with everybody else.
right.
out there.
They're learning by
And the growth from the first time I met and played with them.
Oh,
to
they're
now,
getting a lot better.
Oh,
leaps
they're
and
way better.
bounds.
They're
Tremendous.
they're definitely got some of the best sides of the league. Now, whether or not they can put the bat on the ball, that's a problem. But I mean, you have to pitch to them. If you want to get the Pandas out, you have to pitch to them,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's the key to beating them.
Braden, man. Braden's got a bat.
Braden's got a great bat. Lane's got a good bat. Bryce has got some untapped power, I think.
Oh, yeah,
He
for
just
sure.
got to figure out how to put the bat on the ball.
Yeah, he took Zach.
He took
He
Zach.
took Zach.
Hard, and that would look good. I don't think anyone's taken a ball deep like that
No.
off a pitch that fast and good. I mean, it wasn't Zach's A+ pitch, but it was an A pitch.
It was an A
yeah.
pitch.
Bryce
And he put a good whack on that ball.
He did.
And he took it over the fence.
he said it was
looked
luck,
good.
and he's probably right. It was luck, but that's not the point.
That's
You
not
still
the
did
point.
it, bud.
Yeah. You still did it.
So anyway, getting back to the main thing here, yeah, the Pandas absolutely have the talent, but what they need to do is they need to
utilize that talent.
They need
better.
to utilize it better. They need to start thinking a little strategy. They need to start. I wouldn't say even putting more time in it, because I'm sure they do put some time in it. But they need to start studying a little more. What can they do better?
And they're studying film.
It's a shame because I think their best player that we haven't seen. I think their player with the highest ceiling, me personally, I think is Lane.
I'd agree with that.
I think he's the most athletic one. He's just not athletic in a sports way, if that makes sense. He's athletic in a different way. He needs to learn. His arms and legs are all over the place at all times. Like he's always judo chopping
He just needs
something.
more
He
body
needs
control.
I think he knows where his body's at, but he He's going to get there. I think it's going to take him a while, and he's gotten better at pitching, and he will. I think he's fine at hitting. I think he just needs to know. I think he draws too many walks, and you can say what you can, but sometimes you got to swing the bat, and I think Lane can swing the bat. We've seen it in fall league.
2 hands as well.
Yes, 2 hands.
Need to learn to keep those 2 hands in the
2
bat.
hands.
And once you get that,
Yeah, and
That's
yeah,
what
like you
fun.
say, Brandon, amazing batter. Very frustrating to throw against. He leave it over the.
Oh yeah.
Leave it on the upper heart of the plate. Yeah, he's taking it deep. It took me deep anyway. Yeah, he's a good hitter.
They'll
Brandon,
figure you out, too.
Brandon, he will figure out. Brandon had a little down year, I feel like, and as far as fall. Now we're talking about tournament.
He did.
And I think even maybe the tournament he did. Now I don't know. Did the Pandas beat? They beat YiSH'n, didn't they?
Yeah. I forget what the score was,
They
but
did.
they did beat
They did. But anyway, yeah, I think that's the Pandas. I think their future is bright. I think
I think they have a high ceiling.
I think they have a high ceiling. But the problem is I don't have a whole lot of, me personally, I don't have a whole lot of trust that they're going to hit that ceiling anytime soon. I think that they're going to have to change the way they look at stuff. They're kind of a wing it team, and they have winged it very well. And I think they've
Yes.
reached the peak of winging it. They have the talent to go way farther, but they're going to have to start taking a different approach to it. And I think we're all on that same page
Yeah.
with the Pandas.
I'd agree.
And in 2020 phenomenon, we did not get any runs off of Lane in that game.
We did.
We
No.
got 3 scoreless innings.
He did.
We got our runs off of Brandon.
And then Brandon comes in and totally
Which doesn't make any
shits
sense.
the bed. Totally,
Does not make any sense at all.
Doesn't make any sense.
But sometimes that's
It's
how
a
the cards
funny
fall.
game. It's a funny
game.
So on to the next team.
Also, one real quick shout out, one untapped, Riley. They have on their team.
Yeah.
Totally forgot Riley was a new addition to their team this year.
Riley showed some outstanding pitching this year.
So Riley's got a rocket of an arm for a woman. I've never seen anything like it in my life, especially for being only 18 years old. Or
19.
however old,
He's probably 19.
However
20.
old she is. Anyway, yeah, what a rocket of an arm, and for no really background either, and not a whole lot of training other than growing up around the sport. Yeah, I mean,
Nothing. And she has a bat. And she has a bat.
And she has a bat. She's arguably as far as the female aspect of it goes.
Oh, she's right on par with the rest of them there.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be
From a talent standpoint,
from a
there's
talent
no
standpoint.
differentiation.
I don't think she's any less than the rest of the men on her team. And
No.
if anyone sleeps on Riley, you're making a mistake. So
Oh, for sure.
yeah, that is worth
Anyway,
saying.
just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure.
Sorry,
that was
we
out
we
there.
kind of forgot.
Sorry, Riley.
Sorry. Used to be a bush slapper and then had to trade you away.
Yeah.
We had to get Justin.
We had to.
So-
That's another episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
On to
So-
team 2. We
are you
want to
doing
do.
YiSH'n next, or we want Ramrod? Let's go YiSH'n.
Let's
next.
go YiSH'n. I think YiSH'n's good. So gone YiSH'n, Josh Reynolds' team.
Who else
And-
is on there? Was it Brad Rao? I
You're,
think
you're gonna know more
one of
than
the
me.
Rows. This other guy, he had a mullet. I think he's from the yoga. A rocket of an arm.
Excuse us if we're totally just making shit up. But yeah, this
We-
guy, he had a mullet. That is not made up. Kind of reminded us a little bit of our own Braden on the bush slappers.
Looks like Brody, really.
Yeah, skinnier, not quite as broad shouldered, but yeah, still muscular dude, just throwing rockets at the plate. And I
Oh.
think we were lucky because by the time he got to us, I think his arm was done.
It was, and the control wasn't there. We are all in trouble once that guy gets some control on his pitches because nobody is hitting that guy.
Not only that guy, I mean the whole team. We saw 2
Oh,
or 3
yeah.
other pitchers that weren't Josh, and we know Josh is good.
Yeah.
2 or 3 other guys that had nasty pitches. They need a little more control or
Well,
a
it was
little more
their first
just
year.
fine tuning
Yeah,
for their
they
first
just got to
year.
get some experience.
My God, I mean, the whole league should be afraid of the intangibles of that team because
Oh,
that
yeah.
team is nothing but full of studs and untapped potential.
That team
And-
is the next team
I
to three-peat.
I'm calling it if they put together that team for the fun or the fiend, however, if they don't make it to the championship game this year, I will be surprised because that team had everything going for them, and
Absolutely.
I am absolutely surprised that we did what we did to them. I'm only chalking it up as
We
we
lucked out.
played them when they were tired,
Yeah.
and that's easy to do on your first time around. You get to the end of the day, towards the end of the day, you start getting tired. So, yeah, what a team, gone YiSH'n, and it's always a relief and this goes back to new people, to see a new gang come in and just show skill like that and be like, oh, thank God we're not
Natural
we're not-
talent.
natural talent. We're not the only ones here. And those teams, we want to build off of for future tournaments and take the, players if they're interested and all that good stuff. But man, what a
But
team.
no.
The ceiling, I can't even, on a scale of 1
It's
to
through
10,
the roof.
the ceiling of these guys are 11. I mean, they really are. Like, if we were going to rate a ceiling, what would you call the Pandas ceiling? I'm going to call them an 8.
I call it an 8, yeah.
I call
Yeah,
Pandas
6, 7, somewhere in that neighborhood.
I call it an 8. I think they got their stuff. I'd say they're a 6 now. I think they could be an 8. If we're Josh's team, if we call them a 6 now, we're 11.
Oh,
they could double it. I
more
mean,
than
they're
11.
good. They're good. They've got talent.
They scare me.
There's no yeah.
They're gonna be good.
They're gonna be good. Yeah.
Watch out for the
I'm
donation.
excited to see it, but I'm a little sad. I hope it comes at least a year later, so maybe we have a chance to three-peat, but our time may be out.
Yeah. It might be.
But so
Gone YiSH'n team to watch.
Gone YiSH'n. If they stick with that name, don't sleep on that team. That team will whip your ass. They're going to be good.
They're gonna be good.
All right. I think we've talked them up probably more than we should have. On to the last but not least, the team.
Ramrod.
Stack team, Ramrod.
Ramrod. I don't even know what to talk about with this team.
Where to begin?
Yeah. This team is a
made up of a bunch of studs.
Yes.
Absolute studs.
If you could take the top 20 players, let's say, it's not an exact number, of the entire YiSH'n League, they were on the field in the championship game that night between our team and Ramrod. That was so they basically took the Chugger team, hell of a team, the only other team to win 2 championships, and added Zach Finn, who is arguably when Zach Finn is on, no one hits Zach Finn. Zach Finn. He is the best pitcher of the league, hands down.
Untouchable.
If you argue that, you're an idiot.
You have to hope he walks you.
You have to hope he walks you, or something else happens. He gets in his own head. If Zach Finn ever can put the whole package together and learn how to treat an older body, the proper stretching, the maintain, because now he's just winging it.
You got to start stretching, Zach.
Yeah. Zach Finn will be a pitcher that cannot be touched in our league for a very long time if he plays his cards right.
Yeah.
So they added him, and they added, who was their other one?
They had Radke, Dylan Davidson.
Dylan Davidson. Dylan Davidson, once again, doesn't come around a lot. Used to play in our Wiffleball league back in the day. Was always one of the best younger players.
Just natural born.
If not, it was. I'll just say he was the best younger player in our league.
By far.
Yeah, he was good enough to probably play with the old guys. So yeah, natural athlete.
He's got the speed. He's got the bat. He's got an arm.
5-tool player. Just everything. Maybe what plagues Dylan a little bit is some more practice. That's really all he needs. But he's got a job like a lot of people do, and life's busy. However, they add those 2 players, and I don't on top of
the Chuggers. So
the Chuggers, Kendall Sisney, Troy Green, Mike Davidson. Mike is the captain, so he came from an America team.
Was Big Whitey there?
Big Whitey,
Big Whitey
from the original Chuggers. Yeah, hell of a hitter.
Dude, rakes, lefty.
Radke, who wasn't to have Radke be like your extra innings pitcher, you're loaded. Because that guy is a starter on any other team in the league. So, and talk about another guy with just natural talent, who doesn't come out and practice a whole lot, but just
comes out in the steel toes and fucking blue jeans and just sets people down.
Honestly, what an asshole Kevin Radke is. If I could be that good with that little amount of work, and maybe Kevin secretly underground trains Rocky style, and I don't know, but just judging by the way he acts, I really doubt it. He's just doing his own thing and comes out and still has the ability to just come out and kick ass with all these young kids.
Talk shit.
What a piece of shit, honestly. Fuck you, Kevin. Hell of a guy, though. Like you. But anyways, that team was loaded. That team had all the best players.
And they should have won.
They should have won.
They should have.
I'm not saying
we lucked out of that game.
On paper,
we did.
Yes.
On
100%. We were massive underdogs.
We were massive underdogs.
We lucked out with a A walk.
We didn't. I wouldn't even.
We did
say,
not earn that.
We didn't earn that win. We walked. We came out of there with a win, with a walk, and that game was one of the most stressful games I've ever seen in my life of any sport. Period.
Everybody's dog-tired.
Dog-tired.
And just every inning.
There was runners on every inning.
Man.
If they weren't loaded,
Bases
it's first
loaded
and second.
every inning.
For both teams. I don't know what the left on base is, Dylan. Maybe you can rad that out. But that championship game, if you weren't there to watch 2020, you missed out because it was a heartbreaker from one side or the other who had to lose. It's a shame somebody had to lose that game.
I didn't even like. We won that game, but it was like walking off like excited we won, but at
we
the same,
won.
Like,
I just sighed and said, "Thank God it's over." That was a hell of a. And you're playing people that. All those guys on that team, I like those guys for the most part. All with the exception, I love most of those guys. So I mean, you're playing a team you don't want to like stomp anyway. You just want it to be competitive. And if it was ever, but it's just you hate having there has to be a loser. Exactly. And unfortunately, and flip a coin because that's how that game was.
The wind blew and the card fell in our direction.
Yeah, and that was straight up. There was. We play that game 9 times out of 10. Maybe we win it 4 or 5 times, and it just happened to be that was one of those times.
I don't know that, man. We lucked out.
We did. Yeah. I mean, there's no doubt. In 2019 when we won the Bushwhackers won the championship. There's no doubt that we won. I mean, it was a convincing win. In 2020, it wasn't so convincing. It was, you make all the excuses you want. My arm, Justin's arm, whatever. But the fact of the matter is, they took all of the good players from the league that were left. Not all the good ones. There were still more good ones. All the elite players that were left, put them on one team, and I mean,
what do you do?
What do you do? Yeah. And we still have Justin's sister Morgan, who's out there battling these flamethrowers as a woman, and they are not taking it easy on her at all. Because I mean, she's a good batter, just like she batted just as good as me for sure with the condition I was in.
And absolutely no practice.
No practice at all throughout the year.
We had 2 hits that championship game. Morgan had 1.
Morgan showed up.
Yeah, there you go. So she had half of our hits in the championship game.
Yeah.
And she walked twice.
Yeah. So I mean, well deserved. And Hunter seemed like he was on all the time that game. Hunter really came around in the end. Wow. What a team they are, and yeah.
What is their future? Do they keep the same team going into next year? Do you feel good about keeping that same team next year?
I don't know how. If you're going to play just on a local level, I don't know how you can feel good about yourself and put a team like that together. I really don't. Our team is put together of a bunch of us old school guys that grew up together, or my neighbor, or just random people that come up, and to take a team and just do that and and it kind of puts a bad taste in your mouth for the rest of the league. Now, don't get me wrong, to do it in the Phenom is one thing. You want the best team in the Phenom. But if you replicate it in the Phenom, which the team did not replicate, there was some of the talent was spread, but this isn't the NBA here. We're not creating super teams. Yeah. This is for fun. This is Wiffleball. Like, earn it. Don't go out and try to recruit all the best friggin' players and put them all on the team, and half of them probably bicker or don't like each other most of the time anyway. What are you doing?
That would be the one place to improve for Team Ramrod. Team chemistry. It was non-existent.
I don't think there was much I mean, obviously I'm not on the team, but I've talked to several of the players, and I don't think they were all in good.
From an outside view, it didn't appear.
It didn't appear that they were very well.
There was no fun to be had.
No fun to be had, and this is what it's about. It's fun, and even if we lost in that game, I still would have hugged him and done all the same shit the same way and said, "Thank God it's over."
That's the team like you don't mind losing to.
You don't.
A bunch of good guys who play the game right.
And that's how we felt about the Chuggers in 19.
Oh yeah.
We got to the game before the championship in 19, and we met the Chuggers, and we were like, well, we're not going to win this game, but I don't mind.
Cards fell in the right direction.
I don't mind losing to these guys, and it turns out we were on.
Yeah.
And really, that was the championship game. You could ask. Now, not taking anything away from was it Sons of Pitches?
Yeah.
Was it Sons of Pitches?
Yeah,
Sons of Pitches.
Sons of Pitches. Yeah, not taking away from Chelsea Weiler's team. That's a great team, and I hope they come back for the fun.
Oh, I do
tournament,
too.
because
I
their
don't think
pitchers
they were in it last
they
year.
weren't in it last year because I think some rule changes maybe we'll get
Steered them clear, but
steered them clear. But regardless, their team
I
they
think
had
the
some
only disappointment I
talent.
had of
pitching.
them playing against them in the championship was Quentin Weiler was not there.
Yeah, Quentin, what the hell?
That needs to change.
Yeah, it does. But I think we've pretty well hit on everything as far as the phenom of 2020 goes, and that's a wrap. And I hope 2021 we expand it into at least 8 teams, and we'll have a little better. We'll have 2 pools
Yeah.
at least, or some sort of double elimination tournament or something, with out of town teams and whatnot. And like I've said in many episodes, we're going to get to an episode. We're going to have a cast where we talk about do you go with the flow or can't beat them, join them, or do we combine forces? What do we do here? But
Yeah.
that's for another story. So that's all we got for today. Unless you guys got anything else.
You got any closing thoughts after this conversation, Dylan?
We think we pretty well covered it.
Covered it. I think YiSH'n, they're going to be a scary team.
Watch out for YiSH'n.
Watch out for YiSH'n.
It's their time. Their time is now.
It is their floor. They have the stage.
It's their turkey to cook.
It is. We'll see if they rise to the occasion.
I was hoping to come up with a bunch of weird sayings, but that's all I got.
We can be funny.
But anyways, yeah. So that's it from Bush League Wiffleball podcast here, and next time we'll try to drink more and talk less.
So long from the dungeon.
So long from the dungeon.
I saw the light in a sunrise, sitting back in a 40 on the muddy riverside, getting baptized in holy water and shine with the dogs running.
Dylan, are you gonna lead off this? We should have had Dylan sit in the fucking middle.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't want to lead off.
Well, I mean,
Dylan, fucking lead
Do I
off.
have to?
Do the intro.